Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I'm just kind of puttering around the house. It started off raining this morning and it was rainy and gray early in the morning, which was very nice for a change. I always like that first time that first time of the year when you start to wake up to some rain, because it was nice and cool this morning. Just a real nice way to ease into the day. Got a few things done around the house. Then I went and had some smoothies, picked up some bananas, and I'm just continuing to weed things out. It's funny, I have a friend that kind of keeps asking me how my progress is going. None of my progress is physical so far, as like breaking down this house, separating stuff, separating what I'm going to throw away, what I'm going to sell, what's going back to the States, and what will finally be whittled down to what I carry with me. So I'm just, like I say, just going through. I'm kind of mentally, like I say, I'm putting stacks here and I know where things are going. As soon as I get it settled in my mind, I'm all good. It'll just be a matter of just actually executing it all. I've got both my bikes sold. I've got the other two items. They'll be easy to sell. Yeah, so it's just poco a poco, little by little, as they say here. Anyway, this video today, just another one of the basics. And maybe some people probably stop watching or like, why are you always doing on the basics? And the reason I like to just keep hitting on the basics is because so many people are not being successful on the basics. They're struggling. So that tells me that maybe the basics aren't so basic. Listen, this video, you can translate this to a lot of different things. I sometimes like to do a video and I like to have subjects that can, translate into other aspects of life. And basically being successful on the raw vegan lifestyle, high carb vegan lifestyle, or just being successful on a health journey is problem solving. I've talked about this before. Most things in life are problem solving. It's a very, I don't know if you'd call that a scientific method or kind of like what detectives do, but it's not detectives, but it's just it's a progression. And it'll work if you will work a process. I think what a lot of people are doing, instead of problem solving, instead of like working to make the life more successful, I think people have some sort of a mentality in the back of their head that you just kind of keep plugging away. Even if you fail plugging away, somehow it's just going to automatically, after enough time, it's going to click. It's never going to just click, probably. You're going to have to go through various stages. You're going to have to transition in. You're going to have to put in a little work to ensure your success in this lifestyle. And like I say, one of the biggest things, okay, problem solving. What we do, okay, if you're a raw vegan, high carb vegan, I don't care about any of that, but I'm just talking about whatever your program is what are your trouble spots? You have to sit down and identify these, and you got to be real with yourself. What is it that's causing you not to succeed? Is it cravings in the afternoon? Is it cravings in the morning? Is it cravings in the evening? Is it a particular food? Is it a circumstance? Is it an emotional trigger? Is it being around a certain crowd? Is it, whatever. You have to identify what the trouble spot is for you, what kind of triggers it, and you deal with it. And I'm going to just keep repeating until people do it or get it. And the way to do that, so there's no question about it, is keep that food journal. If you will keep that food journal and write down every single thing that goes into your mouth, you are going to have, like, in black and white in front of you. There's not going to be any ifs, ands, and buts, and it's going to help you a lot. It's going to make it a lot easier to identify those trouble spots. And, the last thing that we're always saying, have a plan. The plan and the journal go hand in hand. The journal helps you make your plan. The journal helps you figure out what's wrong with your plan, because your plan, you might have to alter your plan along the way. You try something out for a while, there's always tweaking going on. Well, I'm always talking about how I tweak my stuff. There's always tweaking going on. And that's what you might have to do with your plan. But you can't tweak your plan. You can't know how to tweak your plan or what's going wrong if you're not writing down what you're doing. Now, full disclosure, as I've said many, many, many times, I never had a food journal. I don't do that. I think I did it for 3 months one time because I was doing some sort of a challenge thing. And I do have to say, during those 3 months, it was very beneficial just to be able to not guess and see, okay, this is exactly what you ate today. This is exactly what you ate 3 days ago, and kind of see patterns. And like, it kind of helped me identify like why I haven't put on any weight is because I haven't been consistent in keeping it at a certain point where I would if I had a journal. But I do have to say that just as a disclaimer. I've never, kept a food journal because this thing, it just became natural for me. And as I was saying to somebody yesterday in a group, I understand. Listen, I woke up yesterday and I didn't have any fruit in the house. And I was like, oh my God, this is what's going to happen here. Now, if I'd have been back in Alabama or whatever, that'd been disastrous. I don't know what I would have eaten, but luckily I'm here in the tropics, and within a 3-minute bike ride, I had 3 fresh orange juice and mango smoothies, and bought like 25 bananas. And it made me thinking, with as lazy as I am, I'm kind of a slacker, how I do really have it good down here. It's easier to do this lifestyle, so I am aware of that. I'm very aware of that. I've got abundant fruit at my fingertip all the time. So it's been easier for me to do this lifestyle. It just kind of jumped in and happened naturally for me. Probably because of several circumstances. Like I've said before, I'm a loner. I don't have a lot of people in my life, so I'm not dealing with obligations, responsibilities, other people. Why are you eating like this? All the other pressures. Plus, I have fruit at my fingertips all the time. So I have no excuses, really. And that's why in the States I don't have as much fruit at my fingertips. I could do fully raw up there if I desire. I probably will at some point just for the heck of doing it. But it's tougher up there. But point being is I didn't really need to do a food journal because, like I say, it just like I took to this lifestyle almost right from the beginning. My problems were just like trying to figure, was the fats and the salts and the dropping the oils and certain things. But it really wasn't staying raw or staying vegan or anything like that. So I didn't do that, but you should. So like I say, just think of this. If you've been unsuccessful, stop right now. Go get up, go look yourself in the mirror and be real. Ask yourself realistically, and if it's been something you don't want to hear, you still got to tell yourself that. Figure out what your trouble spots are, why you haven't been successful. Once you identify those trouble spots, you come up with a plan to work on those trouble spots, an even more specific plan to get over the problems. And how do you do that? By writing it down in a food journal. Anyhow, it's really simple. There's basic concepts out there, and there's thousands I wouldn't even want to guesstimate how many videos there are on this high carb, raw vegan subject online. But you could probably pick about 10 of them and figure out how to do this raw vegan thing just with those. It's a very simple thing. Don't let it psych you out. Anyhow, my 2 cents worth. Hope you guys like this one. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope you're having a wonderful week. Hump day. Peace.